I apologize for that, everyone. My mom is sleeping right next to me. She snores. We are watching Dawn of the Dead, the 2004 movie, and we're going to see just how well it holds up. This was one of my very favorite horror films growing up as a kid. There will be commercials here, so we will skip past them. Oh, Zeus.
This morning.
So, at this point, the apocalypse is already sort of started. Ben gets into a bar fight, gets bitten by someone, and he gets a head x-ray. So, in a way, the apocalypse is kind of starting off. They're just not catching wind of it just yet. Well, I'm here to tell you, if some crazed lunatic bites me, I'm going to give them a 5-second head start before I try to kill them. Or potentially whoop the shit out of them.
An hour ago. Here it is. We have them backwards. Solomon Edwards upstairs. I see it. From a fight. I don't know what from. Toxicology is going to wake him up in the morning. Okay, I'm going to get out of here. Can you do me a favor? Can you page Dr. Gandwar on the phone? Sure. Thanks. You talk to Lewis about Sunday? I will. Night, Cora. Night.
This is a fake out right here.
Let's go. Start early.
She's kicking off.
Hey, Vivian. I think. Hey, that's amazing. Maybe tomorrow we'll work on these backward laps or blocks, okay? Okay. All right. Careful now, I gotta pull in. Say hey to your mom for me, okay? Okay. Hey.
Hey, you. You're late. You missed it.
Now, I did do a movie review of this. Now, it's saying copyright. This is kind of a movie review. We're not really copywriting stuff. We're watching a movie and we're talking about it. And if I declare that is not a copyright claim, so anyway, she just got home and they talked to her neighbor. I don't know what to get off that. But we're gonna continue watching this movie. There, that way they'll say it's not copyright. I hate when it does that. I mean, yeah, it's someone's movie and stuff, but it's kind of in between first reviewing and reviewing a movie. Except I already done a review of this. We're just watching it to see if there's anything I may have missed out in my review. Now, where's the pause button? I pressed it, but... Ah.
Oh, you know.
3-day weekend at the end of the month? Boy, they're really making them nurses work hard. Uh-oh. So far in the stream, Anna and her husband, forgot his name. It's on the top of my tip of my tongue and at my head. Lewis. Her and her husband Lewis got freaky in the shower, if you catch my drift. And there was some sort of broadcast. 6:37. Hold on. How is there still power, and this at the start of an apocalypse? I mean, you'd think it being at the start of apocalypse, there's going to be vehicles crashing and power lines and such. How the fuck's no one crashed into any of this shit yet, and yet they still have power? I mean, in apocalypse, you'd think someone would crash into a power line and knock out their power or some shit, right? Gotta think, though, if it's an apocalypse, that's likely what could happen. Power can go out, so maybe it's just starting, kind of, so no one's had really time to crash into any power lines or anything like that. So, I guess. Jaws music begins to play. Da da bum bum da da bum bum ba da bum bum da da bum bum. That would have been some stupid ass shit if a shark came through that door. Hold up. Hold up. How does that little quiet door manage to wake your ass up? My door makes 20 times the noise of that. And I'm not joking. So if something or someone is going to open my door, I'm going to hear it from a pretty good distance. So how the fuck was his door so damn quiet? And that wakes him up. If anything, he should have been woken up to her chomping down on his arm or something. At least then that would have set up a more at ease, reasonable death for him. Because doors are not really quiet when you open them. My doors aren't. I would hear that from. My bed is at least 10 feet from the door. So I would hear that shit immediately. So, if anything, in this movie they should have changed it to where she crept up to their bed and bit it down on his arm and him screaming in pain, that's how they should have been woke up, not to him waking up to a silently opening door. I will say, the way they have her standing in that doorway is gotta be creepy as hell. And right here, ladies and gents, is gotta be one of the best zombie designs for a zombified child I have seen in the beginning in zombie movies. Because in all the zombie movies I've seen, Dawn of the Dead, Return of the Living Dead, Night of the Living Dead, uh, Land of the Dead, The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, including the zombie games, I have not seen any other zombie children. Well, I've seen zombie children in The Walking Dead and Dying Light and a few other things, but all those other movies, I've not seen that one zombie child. And this right here, that has got to be one of the best designs I have seen thus far. Now this right here, I don't get. He sees the child as missing part of her face, and she's not a bit, screaming in pain, crying, any of those normal human feeling emotions that a normal human would have. My tip, if I see a child that looks like that, and they're not showing any symptoms or pain whatsoever, I'ma back the fuck away. Because if I see a child that is missing half of her face and she ain't showing a bit of pain, crying, terror, all those human emotions a person should have when they're missing half their face, yeah, I'm gonna back the fuck up. As cowardly as that sounds, when you see someone literally missing half their face and they ain't showing a bit of pain from it, it's probably best to just back the fuck up. Not run up to them and take your eyes off of them. It's like walking up to a, a snapping turtle, for instance. Those things bite. And hold it up and say, honey, take my picture. You're just asking for it to lunge out and bite you on the neck. Just like this girl right here. Mm. Woman, he is missing a chunk of his fucking neck. You ain't going to save him. Yeah, he's done, so time to get the fuck out. Yeah, as soon as your husband falls over with a chunk out of his neck, mind you, and gets up and acts like he doesn't have a bit of pain in his neck, that's when you know something's up. Don't stand there questioning him, because as soon as his ass gets up, it's time to get the hell out of there. Ow! Talk about headbutt from hell. I mean, she fell backwards into her shower and hit that wall, that tile wall. Ow! Talk about headache. I've had my fair share of hitting my head on something. So, ow. You know, how come she ain't showing any pain to that? I mean, she hit her head in the wall. I mean, you would have thought that would hurt like hell and she'd be cursing in pain. I know I would be. I'd be saying, motherfuck! That's exactly something I'd be saying. How about you grab that shower rod and use it as a weapon? I mean, a really long, pointy stick. Just jab them in the eye like you do with that fire poker. I mean, it's not the best weapon in the world, but work with what you got. Morgan Jones, some of that shit. Okay, I may not be the smartest tool in the shed here, but I'm pretty sure a door or a window to a freaking bathroom that slides open, you wouldn't have no freaking trouble, no struggle whatsoever opening that. Hell, I could do that with one hand. And she's struggling like she can't get it open. I would have just climbed through like nothing. I would have done been in the fucking car and taken off on this bitch. Don't approach the door. Keep working with that window. Come on, you'll get it. Don't do it. I don't do it. Why put your ear up to it? Here's Johnny. Oh, now you have no trouble. You had no trouble opening the window that time, but the other times, it just opens like butter to you. Okay, her neighbor was pointing a pistol at her, a Colt 1911 45, and that is a powerful handgun. Why the hell doesn't she take that from him after an ambulance hits him and kills him? In my opinion, if I had a neighbor that was pointing a gun at me, thinking I was going to be some sort of zombified creature, and he gets hit by a bus, I would have took his gun, because then I could use it to defend myself later on. But in terms of a situation like this, I have a shit ton of weapons stockpiled. So that'd just be another one to add to the stockpile. Yeah. Seeing your neighborhood on fire, neighbors acting crazy, people potentially eating each other. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I would have picked up that guy's pistol, got in the car, and drove out of there. I wouldn't have stood there watching it. Okay. Hold the fuck. Okay, why is there a guy crawling on all fours by a car? I mean, it doesn't even show him being attacked or attacking anyone. It just shows him down on all fours beside a car. Was he just a stunt double? Someone to run behind in the background? Good question. Why not invite her in the car? Just stop and say, hop in while you got your chance. I mean, me personally, I would have took the first ride I possibly could. Got 4 seats, so she could have hopped in. Stay inside and lock all doors and windows. Yada yada yada. We heard that shit before, and that shit doesn't work. I like to see someone actually try to stay inside their house and lock all doors and windows and just see how long they can last until someone with a car winch or a bulldozer just breaks down their door. I'm telling you, hiding behind doors and windows never works. I mean, sure, it'll keep out zombified animals and maybe 1 or 2 zombies, but when some dumbass behind the wheel of a vehicle crashes in through your door or through your wall, that ain't gonna hold out. It'd be time to pack up and get the fuck out while you got your chance. Now, I will say, this right here is gotta be one of the most best shots of in a potential apocalypse starting. I mean, buildings on fire, it's chaotic. You telling me, I can't even see if I got the camera angled. You telling me that is not one hell of a setup to look at for a zombie apocalypse film? I would love to have this as a wallpaper. Now, where do I set the remote? Ah, here it is. Ooh, a hell of a chopper. Yeah, guy gets blown up. Just keep driving and pretend you don't know any of those people. And there is a naked woman. You don't want to see that. Okay. I don't know where or what's going on in this bus or wherever you want to call it. I can't tell if it's a woman trying to fight off 2 zombies or 2 men trying to hold down a zombified woman. Can't talk today. Because it looks like either 2 men are trying to hold down a zombified woman or a woman trying to fight off 2 zombified men. Either way, it looks like a promising fight. I like to know the outcome. Okay. From looking forward into this fight, it looks like a woman fighting off 2 zombified men. Well, I hope she kicks the shit out of them. Just keep driving. Just keep driving. Cue the badass video that depicts our situation sort of right now. You know this song, people.
Is it a virus? We don't know.
How does it spread? Is it airborne?
There's a possibility. We don't know. Is this an international health hazard or a military?
Both.
Both.
Are these people alive or dead?
Why are people buying so much toilet paper?
We don't know.
Best answer.
There's a man going around taking names.
This is one good song. I love it. Now this song in this video right here kind of depicts our situation right now. Like, only thing that is missing to complete this scenario is the flesh-eating zombies. We got the chaos, we got the riots, we got this virus, we got all kinds of shit that depicts part of this video right here.
There'll be a golden ladder reaching down.
Riots,
The hair on your arm will stand up.
riots. People setting shit on fire and demolishing buildings and shit. That is actually going on right now in some places of the world.
At the terror in each sip and in each sup. Will you partake of that last
Except there ain't no flesh-eating zombies. Now, if there was, this would be my own little slice of heaven.
cup or disappear into the potter's ground?
Whoever's in that truck has got the right idea. If they don't want to get out of your way, then force them out of your way with a big ass truck. And that's actually a truck me and my mom had used to haul off a bunch of stuff lately. So if I see a truck like that in Apocalypse, I'm just gonna hop in the back of it and hope for the best. Multitudes are marching to the kettle drum. This is going and she's crying. Morning, someone dying. You know that woman right there? That's a woman. I know it looks like a dude from some sort of rock band in a white suit, but that's actually a woman. She kind of reminds me of Hillary for a split second. Hillary Clinton. She kind of reminds me of her a little bit. A little bit. Okay, I'm pretty sure our armed forces would not be doing that shit. Pretty sure they would be telling people to back up. Now, if people from the crowd were shooting at them and attacking them, then they would be calling self-defense. But to just be lighting people up, no. That's not how the military rolls.
The virgins are all trimming their wigs.
Okay, that was a soldier dude with an assault rifle. How do you get overpowered by 4 measly zombies? And hell followed with him. Rise and shine, Anna. It's an apocalypse. Time to get moving. You know, and all the time she was knocked out cold, I'm surprised that no zombies came and tried to eat her while she was out cold. I mean, you would think a few random strolling zombies would have seen her and thought, free meal, and then just start munching on her. I mean, you'd think. Well, there's many here in the world. You'd think a couple random walking zombies would have seen her and munched on her already. I'm gonna take a break from this review real quick. I hope you like it so far. Be sure to hit that like button. I'll be right with y'all. Okay, we are back. But yeah, where she's knocked out cold, you'd think that she would have gotten eaten by a couple random strolling zombies. I grabbed the wrong controller. Kenneth, you could have waited until, she got. You could have walked up to her if, while she was out cold and had that gun pointed at her already, assuming that she was a zombie. He could have walked up to her and had that gun on her by the time she wakes up. Instead of waiting for her to crawl several feet out of the car. Because if you were standing right there, I'm pretty sure you would have seen her out cold. Because her car is right there behind her. So if he was standing right there, wouldn't he have, walked up to her and had a shotgun on her by the time she wakes up? Instead of waiting for her to crawl a couple feet from the car? You were on a roll. Kenneth is going to be one of my favorite characters in this game. Ready to roll? That's got to be one of my favorite one-liners in this whole movie. I'd like to see someone come out with a video game of this movie. Because that would be very interesting to see how it plays out. Like creepy swings in a horror movie. Bicycle. Take a pillage from Rick Grimes. He took a bicycle next to the half-eaten zombie, and he rode several blocks on that shit. Okay, the guy that's shooting at him, did he honestly think these two were zombies? Because if he thought they were zombies, then why the hell didn't he not shoot when he has clearly a 12-gauge shotgun? Zombies can't use weapons in this movie. So he's effectively a moron for shooting at them anyway. Because if he thought they were zombies, this person's stupid. Because he clearly has to know that they're not zombies. Because zombies don't carry guns. Well, Land of the Dead is like hold my beer when it comes to that shit. But in this movie, they don't. So why did he shoot at him? I mean, did he see him out of the corner of his eye and then just start shooting at him? Good question. Keep pointing a gun at a guy that has a 12 gauge pump. I'm pretty sure that shit is gonna beat a 9mm 10 to 1. Because one, buckshot. It's gonna spread, hit you, possibly this guy next to you, and maybe behind you. Assuming you don't absorb most of the shot.
Come on, he's a cop. Come on, put the gun down.
Now, if he had slugs, yeah, that's just gonna go through you. Those things packing a gun. Have you seen any of those things packing a weapon? Good question. Because if they are, well, then that just ruins this movie. In fact, add that into the chat. There we go. Yeah, in Dawn of the Dead, zombies don't use guns. Meanwhile, on the other hand, Land of the Dead is like, hold my beer. Commercial. There we go, back to the movie. Sure. Sure, scream immediately as you see them. Not like you're drawing them to your attention. You screaming at them is what's drawing them to you. And the other guy, don't he know that you gotta shoot these things in the head? Shooting them in the chest is just pissing them off. You gotta go for the dunce cap. The noggin, noodle, melon, whatever you want to call it. The brain cavity. At least they were smart enough to lock the door behind them. I'll give them points for that. How could you possibly know that that light switch was there? The room is pitch black dark, woman. How the hell could you possibly know that light switch is there? Phone's dead. Of course it is. Sure, point a gun behind a guy's back. It's not like he backs into you and you accidentally shoot him, instantly killing one of your teammates, but also wasting a bullet. You have a crowbar, Michael. Just use that to break a window and climb through. That's all you have to do. Why throw the poor toilet? Why? What did that poor, innocent toilet do to you to deserve to be thrown through a window that you could have easily took a crowbar and smashed? What the fuck? Maybe someone could have used that toilet later? You didn't think about that, did you? I mean, you're literally using something that can be used to break windows and open car doors for frick's sake, and you're freaking using a toilet to break a window? My human brain is getting turned around here. I mean, it's a pretty awesome movie. It's just I'm looking through stuff that I may have missed in my review and talk about it. That poor toilet. May he rest in peace. And surprisingly surprising, this mall has electricity still. And somehow the power grid and power lines are still working. Not a single vehicle out there, got attacked by zombies and, spiraled out of control into a power line or into anything that, may have knocked out their power. That didn't happen at all. In an apocalypse, do you really expect not a single person to accidentally do that when they're being attacked by zombies trying to shake them off? No disrespect, but your beard is too long and distracting. It's alright, Bill, for The Hobbit. Yeah, The Hobbit. There you go, now you can just see my eyeballs. But yeah, we're looking through Dawn of the Dead, the 2004 film. This is actually one of my favorite movies when I was a kid. We're just going through it to see what I may have missed and just to watch it for the hell of it. I can agree. Dawn of the Dead is okay. It's a pretty good, somewhat decent zombie film. Not World War Z level, but on a scale 1 to 10, I'd give it a 6, maybe a 7. Now World War Z is a straight up 10. Can't beat World War Z. Possession, 1981. May have to look into that movie. My favorite horror movie? I'll have to get back to you on that one. Now, this here is smart. They do have their weapons at the ready in case, a zombie or whatever was to come out and start attacking. So, I'll give them points for being at the ready. Possession was banned for 30 years. They finally released it in 2011. Really? I may have to look into this movie. Okay. Let me, no, too far. Right here. Those doors are glass. Now you're telling me that zombies that have the man-punching power to punch a hole in a windshield of a car can't measly just break through that glass? You're telling me that they can't break through that glass like they did with the car windshield? Collider said Possession was the 5th best horror movie in the 80s. Like I said, I'll have to look into this movie. If it does hold up to its potential, I will do a review on it and see just how well it holds up. There is no point of that one-liner. YouTube, the miscarriage scene from Possession. I will. After we've watched this here, I will look into that. I promise you. I usually try to keep a promise. You don't believe me? You can ask my friend Z-Man and a few others. I usually try to keep a promise. I have an idea of a modern horror movie. Imagine asking a feminist to cook and clean. I don't know how to respond to that, Dilfer. I don't. I mean, I honestly don't know how to respond to that. Right here. You're telling me that zombies can punch a hole in a windshield, but they can't just punch the shit out of that glass door. And yet there's one right here trying to get in. Do zombies in this movie potentially hold some strength to some zombies can't? I'd like to know. Well, don't shoot it if it can't get in. Let me set this down here so you can see another dumb thing. trade out a crowbar for that. A crowbar would have been a hell of a much better weapon. Pick up that crowbar. Don't take the wooden croquet mallet. That shit ain't gonna fly with a Zombo. It's gonna break the first swing. It's like taking a broomstick and smacking him with it. Take that crowbar. Ow. Can't show too much of the movie because if I do, I'll get a copyright strike or claim. I have an idea of a modern horror movie. Imagine we win the battle of COVID, but decriminalizing AIDS causes the world to suffer the next pandemic. Ugh. That might have somewhat potential. That I could probably see might have a little bit of potential. And yes, I apologize if the beard is distracting. To some people, I look like Jacob Seed from Far Cry 5. Heads up, we detected copyrighted audio and video in your stream. I'm just gonna have to stop and pause this right here until that is disappeared. Or turn down the volume. And yes, I have a talking TV. I figured out what my favorite horror movie is. Beware the stare of Mary Shaw. She had no children, only dolls. And if you see her in your dreams, be sure to never, ever scream. That might be one of my favoriteest horror films. That's gotta be one of my favoriteest. The movie about, The reason why I shaved the mustache is because I wanted it to grow out more bushier. You see, when you shave, like, facial hair and maybe arm hair or something, it will grow back more bushy. It'll grow out thicker and fuller. And I did have a mustache at one point, but it wasn't as thick and bushy as the beard. So I shaved the mustache just so it'll grow out further. Yeah, I know, it kind of looks stupid. I kind of look like Abraham Lincoln to some people. Look at my try not to laugh challenge video. Hold on, I'll put the link in it and you'll see what I mean. Yeah, you'll see what I'm talking about here in a minute once I post a link to this video of mine in here, and you'll see what I mean by sort of look like Abraham Lincoln. He's got to be in here somewhere. I know it's in here. It's just taking me a minute to find it. No, it's not a try not to laugh video. It's one of my Resident Evil 6 gameplay videos. It's set as the emoji. And not the emoji, it's set as the background or whatever you want to call it. You'll see what I mean by You'll see what I mean by when I say I look like Abe Lincoln. There we go. Back to the movie. Hi, Simon. Okay, a bunch of chaos going on. You can see that in our period in time right now.
Not going anywhere.
Nursery school. There you go.
Huh?
What I tell you, boy.
Nah, dog stuff.
Let me rewind that. That does not look like a bite. That looks more like a mere cut, like you'd get from a piece of glass or maybe from a sharp piece of metal. But I'm telling you right now, that looks nothing like a bite. Let me show you. Tell me, does this look like a bite mark? That looks like a cut. Like something you'd get from a jagged piece of metal or a piece of glass. That looks nothing like a bite, ladies and gents. A bite should have teeth marks and... What do you got, Misty? What do you got? Give me that. Glass. What's the matter with you? I apologize for that, ladies and gents. My dog likes to chew on things that ain't his. Before you ask, yes, I'm getting me a hamburger from Wendy's. Saved it from earlier. We don't have a microwave where I live. We're using an oven to warm some of our food up. But yeah, that mark on her arm looks like a little cut you'd get from a jagged piece of metal or a piece of glass or something. I've gotten hundreds of cuts, so I am an expert at cuts. That was no bite. That was a mere jagged cut. I swear, there's more freaking commercials than there is the movie. There it is. Why were they helping that one woman that looked like she was missing a chunk of her head? And she looked calm as hell, and yet they're helping her? They're not going to take the slightest idea or thought that that may or may not be a Zambo? Because she was missing, like, this whole area of her face, like, right in here. She was missing all that, and she acted like she wasn't a bit injured, like she wasn't in pain at all. The man's got a point. You gotta let help know that you are alive in some ways. Because if there's still helicopters and planes and whatever flying around, you could write like an SOS, a signal fire, something. Let them know that you are alive.
Everybody's job is expect you to do all of it. I want to see it happen. You know what? Start off by cleaning up the mention. Hey, CJ, look. There it is. Take a look at Ben Cozy. Hey, Ben. Ben.
He's a twitcher. And that's how Simon from The Walking Dead was born. Why shoot that one 2 more times if you already shot him in the head? An anthill. What do you think they are, Michael? They're flesh-eating zombies. You never watched Night of the Living Dead or Return of the Living Dead? Those movies came out before this one. You tell me you never seen any of that shit? So how could you not possibly know that these are flesh-eating zombies? Oh, maybe because they smell food? Your human smell smells good to these Zambos. They wanna munch down on ya. Grr. Probably the only thing left alive for them to eat. Either that or the sound of the gunshots outside the mall that you all had, like shooting that one zombie in the chest and that guy shooting at you, Kenneth. Maybe the sound of those gunshots is what drew them. I mean, it happened in The Walking Dead. Just take a look at Shane's death. First, Rick stabs him, he fires a gun, then Carl shoots Shane in the head, and that draws a herd of Zambos right to him. So maybe those gunshots you all had outside the mall drew them there? Either that or they ran out of stuff to eat in the city and they're coming to find whatever else they can smell. Which I doubt, since a human can only smell from so far away. More gunshots. Drawing more of them. Okay, Andy's in his own gun shop. Now, this right here, I don't understand. How come he doesn't, pack up as many guns as he humanly possibly carry and get over to their mall while he has a chance? Because he can only last so long in that gun store. Sure, he has a shit ton of firepower and he could take out a shit ton of them, but he could probably take out as many as that's around his gun shop, load up, and then get the hell out of there and run across to the mall while he has his chance. Because right now, there ain't as many zombies as there gonna be later on. You get what I mean. I mean, he takes out what's around him right now, and there won't be as many for him to worry about later, and he can make it to the mall, adding him to the group, making him more alive. Because there's about 20, 25 zombies around him, so that MP5 he has in Andy's lost tapes, he could use that to make work of them real easy. So, load up bags, kill all the zombies around him, and then run across to the mall and join them. Because he has no food, no water, no means of communication or entertainment. So, that's probably my game plan. Load up on firepower, head to with other survivors that you know are nearby. This right here I mentioned before. How the fuck none of them... you little asshole! No! Shit! No! Bad dog! He's taking money out of your wallet. No. You little shit! He's taking it right out of that pocket and put it on the couch. Little shit. Dog! Bad dog! Little shit. Move. Bad dog.
No. God, no. How do I get on top of your ass?
Apollo, no. Let me check on my hamburger. It's probably warmed up plenty by now. Oh. I was looking for him. I was gonna say, you couldn't lay on top of him.
Then get out of here.
with my hamburger. There we go. Now, I mentioned right here before, why don't they try building a signal fire or, I don't know, use a flare gun to try and signal the helicopter? I mean, they made a sign, sure. I mean, yeah, I can see a sign, but in case they don't see the sign, they should have, built a signal fire or used a flare gun or something. Some other means to alert the helicopter of their presence. Probably didn't see you. It's a fucking apocalypse, CJ. Or should we say Simon from The Walking Dead. It's a fucking apocalypse. There's no law. There's no civil authority. There's no one to say you can't do this because it's an apocalypse. All the police and law is out trying to restore order. But in this scenario, they fail. And there's no law that says you can't steal and stuff. And there's nothing even worth stealing in this mall. Did you clearly think about that? I'm just gonna eat my hamburger and shut up. That is the saddest hamburger I've ever seen. And before you ask, no, this is not McDonald's. It looks like something from McDonald's, but no, this is Wendy's. This is supposed to be the Baconator. They were awfully stingy with the bacon. That's the one piece of bacon on this whole sandwich. That is sad.
How do you like following a guy that sells TVs? Well, as much as I like following a guy who steals them.
Huh.
I'm not following him.
But yeah, that is sad. That's the saddest hamburger I've ever seen. You were sad. What's going in my stomach? Yeah, comb that bald spot, CJ. That'll get your hair to grow back. This is the saddest hamburger I've ever eaten. What I could really go for is one of those Bacon Kings from Burger King. That damn burger can get as big as round as my head. Well, not as big as round, about as wide as my face. I don't even taste bacon. I taste warm meat and cheese. What are you doing back there? Here, Pups, have a sad piece of this sad burger. Saddest hamburger I've ever eaten.
Hey,
What?
the bathroom here is fake. I'm telling you.
At least Terry is in whatnot to let these people out. Ah, you really. I will be with you very shortly. There's mate. Glass. Bad dog. She got a point there, CJ. You're at this point, you're looking like a horse's ass. That's not self-defense, CJ. You're waving a gun around at a bunch of unarmed people. If anything, that would be murder. Now, if they're coming at you with knives, chainsaws, other forms of weapon, and attacking you, then claim self-defense. And at this point, you're just acting like a dick. Smear yourself in zombie guts and act like one of them. Worked in The Walking Dead.
That's not part of the plan. You're off the door. No. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Ew, you don't look too good.
Rescue, we got plenty.
Apollo's doing more bad naughty things. Tried to pee on the your tobacco bag. Saw him cut his leg up. You stop trying to get into your wallet and take out the money. Info. I like how Andy's just sitting there with those signs. No help coming. So what's the bad news? How do they not know that this virus is transmitted by blood yet? Yeah, I'd be backing away from her as soon as I seen that shit. Yeah, when you lay there with your mouth wide open and there ain't no air coming out, that's a pretty for sure sign that she dead. Nope. That'll do it. That's what the TV said. Bites killed her, bites brought her back. That's what the TV says. You get bit or infected or scratched by zombies a few hours if you ain't got any means of cure, which we doubt there is a cure, but any means to treat it, you practically hit the dirt. In The Walking Dead, they solved that issue by sawing off a limb if you get bit on the limb. You get bit on the back or side or neck or chest, you screwed. Hand, arm, leg, foot, you'll be fine as long as you can amputate it as quick as you can get bit. How about you try isolating him first before try killing him? Then you know 100% for sure that that it's what it is. You know where the Clippers are? Because look here at the chat. A magnificent scruffle is distracting. What gets me is they know that it's the bites that infect him. What gets me is that they don't tell Andy a bit of this information. I mean, they don't tell him at all that bites infect you, scratches infect you, and they don't tell Andy a bit of this information. They just automatically assume that he knew this. Quote from Bert Gummer. And I'm going to add this to the chat. Yeah. And they just jump to conclusions in this movie that it is the bites that kills you and brings you back. I mean, they could have isolated him like that, and if he turned, then shoot him. But as you look at him now, he does look like he's sick and he's dying. Yeah, you can see the veins in his neck. Can you see him? And he's dead. You another music scene. Down with sickness. Yeah, come on down with the sickness. Open up your hand and light it up to me. Come on, get down with the sickness. Mother, get up. Come on, get down with the sickness. Oh. We need a new game. Politics nights. Oh, whoa, this is a scary place. You ever seen Black Friday going to hell there? Yeah, I could see that. That's about what Black Friday looks like. Listen. Hello. Okay, thank God that was blurred. Thank God that is blurred. You know that zombie is thinking, who the fuck just hit me? I'll let the bus parade in. Get in here. Ooh, his phone up there. I can't show too much of the movie because, heads up, we've detected copyrighted audio and video in your stream. Why say that when we're talking about the movie? We're not copying 100% of the movie, are we? And we're talking about it. It's like a movie review. We already did something similar to this. Or Burt Reynolds, man. Yep, and she makes that promise. Said he ever turns into one of those things, shoot him, and she does. So she kind of made a promise there. What are you two fuzzies doing? What are you two fuzzies doing? Jesus. What about you, Paulo? Our babies. They are rotten, but we love them.
You guys can-
Let's see if they go swimming. Dub number 3. Let's see if they go swimming. Oh, it's just a matter of time now.
Drop by and check on them.
Before the Hobbit added 2 movie ideas. You want to hear them? Imagine asking a feminist to cook and clean. And his other one. Imagine if we win the battle of COVID, but decriminalizing AIDS because the world causes the world to suffer the next pandemic. Well, I guess we'd have to take a page from Abraham in his book. Triple up on the raincoat.
What do I do? What do I do with my web feet?
We didn't have a pool before. Look,
Chicken Little is coming to join the party. You coming, Chicken Little, to join the party?
here goes the pool party. They'll have that empty. They'll splash that all around. They'll have that empty.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm seeing an alien reference here. Woman with a belly jiggling. I'm expecting a freaking alien to pop out of there and be like, "What's up?" and run across the floor. That would have been a funny reference, but also freaky at the same time. She gonna turn, dude. My question is, how does she turn? She wasn't bit. She had a little small, like, teeny cut on her arm.
The thing that bit her didn't get a good bite move before it got a good bite, but it still was a tooth that raped her.
Oh. In my opinion, that doesn't even look like a bite. It looked like a cut. Yeah, you look like a mama hen with 2 biddies around you. You wanna stretch out, but those 2 little fuzzy critters around you love you. What you looking for?
Wallet.
Just keep looking. You'll find them in there.
Yeah, you see them babies? They're just like you. Stick up from one's butt.
Yeah, those biddies are just like pups. Always following their mama and always underneath her. Sounds like a mama hen with a couple babies, except you only have 2. You need like 5 or 6 to be a complete mama hen.
I do like how these zombies are faster and smarter.
The one thing that puzzled my mind is how is this one zombie in here like a ninja zombie, on the pipes with no legs.
I don't know how he got up there.
Yeah, I mean, how the fuck did he get up there? Was his hands glued at the time and the zombies only ate his legs and then he got loose somehow? Or did the zombies hoist him up there just so he can climb up there? I like how they set it up to be like a jump scare, like a zombified creature or a person or a mutant zombie. But then it turns out to be just a cute little dog named Chips. Which kind of looks a bit like Misty. If you look at it.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit like Misty. If it was more solid black and a little white in the chest, you could pass that off for a bigger version of Misty. Dog's got red eyes.
This is the way I sit.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, how did it get up there? It has no legs. It's at the knee. Time to go. Dude, you got bit on the neck. You gonna turn. The zombie's like, that fucker just smacked me. How did Kenneth shooting that one zombie not ignite the gas? If the zombies are covered in gas, him shooting it would have ignited it, wouldn't it? You know that's gotta have a smell to it. Rotten zombies burning, rotten flesh burning. You know that's gotta have a smell to it. Yeah, she don't look normal. That's about what I look like after I get punched in the gut. Taking the hair out of me. Mm-mm. Yeah, after seeing that shit, I would have backed the fuck up. Don't put your ear too close to that bed, that stomach. Don't do it. Don't do it. Seeing that creepy ass shit, I would have dipped the fuck out of there. There is a thing called a C-section, you fool. Yeah, that belt ain't gonna do diddly. It might keep her from biting you if you can get it on her, but... Dude, accept your losses and leave her. She's a zombie. Oh, potted meat. That's something we love to snack on. Yeah, this part's nasty. That's nasty. Don't go in there, woman. But you know, smoking kills. Dude, that ain't your wife anymore. Do you not see her as a zombie? She just said the son of a bitch shot me. Kill her anyway. She might come back. In The Walking Dead, that's what happens. You get killed normally or just by anything, and a few moments later, and you're going to become one of them. I would have stabbed at her in the head just to make sure. Wouldn't be taking any risks. Zombie baby. Don't go for it, Anna. It ain't gonna be like Z Nation.
Will you feed one of them?
Well, in Z Nation, Murphy fed it a finger. Finger and milk, I think. At least that's what I think. Yeah, one fool couldn't live without the fact that his wife is a zombie and his child is a zombie, so he shot a woman in cold blood because she didn't want to get eaten. Maybe she should have shot him first. That way he wouldn't have grabbed that gun. course, she did see him holding the baby, and she probably thought that baby is alive. I don't want to shoot him and cause him to drop the baby. I mean, that is kind of logic. That's right, get the hell out while you can. Oh, hurry up, please, Zeus. I didn't know you were laying right there. I accidentally smacked you in the head with my foot. Come here. Come here. Oh, those little grouches make you cute. I didn't know my feet. I'm smacking you with my foot. I'm gonna smack it at him with my foot. Ah, COVID tester. You little COVID tester. You know those little Q-tips that they use at the doctor's office? You stick up your nose for a COVID test? That's what your little tongue feels like. Yeah, but I mean, pretty much chase a dream that you don't even know could come true and die that way, or just wait and die. I'd rather die chasing a dream or fantasy than sit and wait to die, wouldn't you? They all agree, so can't beat them, then join them. Crossroads Mall. I gotta say, this is some promising music. I do like the upgrades they give for the buses, because in those regular buses, that would not have held up. I also think this is where Dead Island got their idea for the reinforced not bus, but reinforced vehicle, because here it does show some similarities. So I'm thinking this is where Dead Island got their idea for the reinforced bank vehicle in Dead Island. I mean, in some ways, these buses do look very much like the reinforced truck that we would get in Dead Island. Hey, a 9mm is not a pussy weapon. Pussy weapon is more along the lines of a 22. A 9mm, a 45, 357, all normal issued handgun ammo. A little 22? Okay, I could see that being pussy sometimes. But you gotta work with what you got. Now, a 44 Magnum to a 500 Magnum, that's basically a hand cannon. And you better be strong as a goddamn Hulk to use a 500 Magnum, because if you don't, the recoil is going to come back and knock you the frick out. Now, the shells alone are like the size of my thumb. That's how I whistle for our pups sometimes. You hear the dog bark on the TV, now Misty's growling. You alright? Ooh, Andy looked like he lost some weight. Yeah, I saw off a zombie's legs and limbs when they're on the side of a bus. Yeah, I don't see the romantic part in that. Could you point that out? I can see the gruesome, but where's the romance, the flowers, the box of chocolates, and the your prettiness? We don't see a bit of that. Okay, get freaky dinky while he's holding a chainsaw. Not like that thing he could accidentally turn that thing on and, oh, I don't know, saw off a limb. How about one of those little heavy-duty drones? Just fly it over there, or one of those RC helicopters. Surely that mall has to have some of those. Just fly one of those RC helicopters or one of those heavy-duty drones over there with a bag of food attached to it, and then give it to him that way. Or sacrifice the poor dog. Maybe the dog should just drink instead. Piss on him. I want to sacrifice that dog. I should have told him that the infection is made by bite and scratch. That way he would have had, body armor ready in case of this. I mean, he could have wrote it down on the thing and you would have been avoided getting bit here. Yeah, if they told him earlier that that's what causes the infection is bites and scratches, then he could have had body armor prepared. Then he wouldn't have probably gotten bitten. Yes, you should tell him. You should have told him earlier. And he would have had body armor prepared and avoided this. Quote that I put in the chat. I feel like I was denied critical need to know information. Quote from Burt Gummer. And maybe you should pick up one of the guns that's lying around and load it. Okay, now that's gotta be a freaky zombie that's sort of smart. He must have did that with his last human impulse. Being able to write down on a board and smeared blood. He had to have done that with his last human impulse, thinking he was writing a message like, I'm turning. Woman, there are freaking guns lying all around in the gun store. Just pick one up, load it, and shoot him. Easy peasy. If she'd done that before, then she wouldn't have had to hide in a closet. Or if they told Andy that the infection is caused by bites or whatever, then he probably would have had body armor ready and probably avoided getting bit. Wait on, how does the zombie virus work? Is it supernatural? No, it's definitely not supernatural. The dead will walk the earth. That, my amigo, Mr. Fresh News 24/7, is a quote from this movie. How the virus works. Well, to me personally, in the beginning, it kind of gives you a hint. Because if you go back to the beginning credits song, when the man comes around, it does show like little bits and pieces. And I'm thinking it's caused by maybe some sort of parasite, maybe? Or maybe some sort of blood infection, but to tell you the truth, I don't know either. Anyway, let's get back into this movie.
I need to do something. No.
That's just my arm. I have my arm in front of the camera. I'm not a fan of these commercials. They're a bit longer than the movie. There we go. You can go ahead and drop a like in this video if you want. Okay, this right here. As soon as all four are out on the street, how come none of the zombies take notice? But then when that little lid shuts, they freaking are all over them like freaking flies to a carcass. I mean, it don't make sense. I mean, they should have noticed them as soon as they were popping up out on the street. Heck, you get more reaction from the zombies in Dead Island. Heh. That's what I call karma. the start of the night of the day, the radio broadcast started something fun. Ladies and gentlemen, we've just received word that the president has called a meeting of his cabinet to deal with the sudden epidemic of murder that has seized the eastern third of this nation. The meeting is scheduled to convene within the hour. Members of the presidential cabinet will be joined by officials of the FBI and military advisors. White House spokesmen are saying that. Well, if people start eating each other, then it's a zombie apocalypse. And it'll be my own little slice of zombie slaughtering heaven. And yes, I would like a zombie apocalypse to happen one day. Why? Tell me you wouldn't have fun kicking zombie ass? You're telling me you wouldn't have fun kicking zombie ass?
I just don't want zombie chewing on it.
That's why you gotta keep your distance. Just take a sniper rifle or one of my other weapons. Just keep your distance.
Yeah, we got nothing.
That is a Sig Sauer P320, not a Sig Sauer P320, an HK USP 45. Helpful review. You shouldn't have fun kicking zombies' ass. You wouldn't have fun kicking zombies' ass. I beg to differ. I would love to come across a few flesh-eating zombies. With as much shit as I have stockpiled, I'm pretty sure I could take on quite a few of them. When you hear the boom, that's how you know. I dropped the sniper rifle. Oh, I took that shit with me. Trust me, I know. I was held hostage and had to fight my way out of a 1972 camper van. What? Look at this. Trust me, I know. I was held hostage and had to fight my way out of a 1972 camper van. Is that a Jason Voorhees reference?
I'm just wondering who held him hostage, zombies or
Who held you hostage?
zombies or hillbillies?
Zombies, meth heads, or hillbillies? I like how they had that little dog turned into a pack mule. Time to start up the buses and get that wagon train a moving. Doot doot. Driving through a crowd on Black Friday. That's about what it'd be like. When you got the good shit and people want your shit. Now, if he grabs hold of your jacket, just swat at his hand. Yeah, running chainsaw in a moving vehicle. That can end with a bad phrase like, and then, well, end with a saying, and then you got sliced up. Yeah, that zombie's getting ready to throw that shit back. Alright, now get those vehicles started up. Don't sit there and wait for them to get up. Sure you don't want to throw a couple more propane tanks out there and blow some more up? So this movie could use a remake. That one just wanted to play peekaboo. And now he wants to use the bus as a jungle gym. Just shoot it. You don't need the chainsaw. I told you, running chainsaw in a vehicle is never a good idea. Ended with the phrase, and then you got sliced up. All you had to do was just take a gun and just shoot him. It was just a one zombie. Alive but knocked out. That would have been my response. I'm alive, but knocked on my ass. How did that one zombie manage to turn you that quickly? All it would take is just one simple shot to the head. You made a promise. Well, he did give her permission, and she kept her promise. Don't forget the keys. Don't forget the keys. They want to leave the boat keys. At least the dog made it. Yeah, the moment I seen Michael's facial expression there, I knew he got bit. Nobody makes a random facial expression like that unless there's something wrong. My question is right here. How do they know which boat is Steve's? There's a dozen boats there. For all they know, it could be one of the boats that's not even docked.
Unless you told him the name of his boat.
Yeah, and I mean, they need to have some sort of clarification here. I mean, is there a chipper on the key that, gives the name of the boat? Because in reality, I would have just took a canoe at that point. One of them paddle boats.
Yeah.
That's maintenance, man. Sure, it's a bit slower, but you don't have to worry about maintenance like engine troubles and all that. So I would have took that. Yeah, destroy the dogs. It's not like you need them to get on your boat or whatever. If they make a video game of this, I swear I will play it and I will love it. But Dead Island is about the closest I'm going to get, so... At least I can say he went out with a bang. He did. Been nice knowing you, Mike. Maybe if you amputated his arm as soon as he got bit. Go with the Walking Dead rules. Worked for Herschel.
Yeah. Can't just stay here a while. Enjoy the sunrise.
That would have been fucked up if Mako was immune to the virus. In Dead Island, there were 5 people immune. You got Sam B, Logan, John, Shin Mei, and Perna. 6 if you count Harlow, but she turns into a crazy psycho bitch with a chainsaw, so. Yeah, I'm gonna skip past some of this here. And I guarantee you that this shot right. Hold on. What is it doing that? That one kind of looks like Virgil from The Walking Dead, don't he? Yeah. But this ending. Hold on, let me go to right where they get to the docks, and you'll see what I mean. Yeah, right here. I guarantee you that this little scene right here is what inspired the game that I like to play called Dead Island. Zombies coming out of the jungle. Welcome to the jungle, baby. I guarantee you, that little scene right there, that little scene is what inspired Dead Island. If not, it should have been. Because that movie came out before Dawn of the Dead. I mean, I can't even say it. That movie came out before Dead Island. So I'm guarantee you that this movie is partially what inspired Dead Island. Add a like, and a comment below, and let me know what you think. Did this movie somehow hold up to its purpose? I can say so. Does it deserve a sequel? Yes, it does. Does it deserve a remake? Possibly. Did it inspire the game Dead Island? I think so. So anyways, that was Dawn of the Dead 2004. I actually liked it. What about you, Mom?
Yeah.
I mean, there's some stuff they could have changed up a bit. Like telling Andy that you can get infected by bites and scratches from the people. I mean, if they told him that, he would have been more prepared and probably would have avoided getting bit or scratched. But anyway, if you liked it, please hit that subscribe button below. Let me know what else I can do for you. This is Dallas May, signing off.